Alright, so we got Jason Witt versus Matthew Semelsberger. I'm just going to call him Semi from here on, just for simplicity. But yeah, Semi's coming in with a 3-inch height advantage, a 5-inch reach advantage. Definitely going to be the bigger guy in there. Jason, a little bit on the smaller side for 170, but he's very stocky. He's got quite a solid frame. So for the striking for these two, Jason is basically just looking to land that big right hand. He will get in the pocket, keep his hands low, and he's generally looking to lead with a left hook and then follow it with a right hook. Just basically just throwing hooks in the pocket. But he can leave his hands low while he's going for that left hook, right hook combination. For Semi, he's got a very different style to Jason, so this is going to be a clash of styles in here. He comes in with a forward pressure, doesn't generally like taking a backward step. And yeah, that's interesting because Jason Witt, he is a very fast starter. He comes out all guns blazing, so it's going to be interesting the first around 90 seconds of this fight to see who's kind of landing the better shots and who's going to take the first step back. In my opinion, it'll probably be Witt after he feels a few of the counter twos of Semelsberger or Semi. But yeah, that's how I think it'll play out the feet for at the start of this fight. Also, Semi has a pretty nice slashing elbow in the clinch, but that can leave him open to his opponent's level changing and ducking down, and that's generally what's been his downfall in his career so far. Because that's where pretty much Jason Witt's wheelhouse is. He'll look to catch a kick and drive you to the fence. He'll go for a single leg in the open. He can reach for that single leg a bit too, and it kind of telegraphs his intentions a little bit, and he does tend to reach for it without committing to it wholeheartedly. But probably his moneymaker is the double leg that he just drives through. He's got a lot of explosiveness on that double leg. He tends to have a decent amount of success in his fights with blasting that double leg through his opponents. Also, he will get into the body lock position. He'll like attack the single leg in the open, but then he'll turn the corner and then get that body lock, and then pretty much just make it a grappling or a clinch situation. Look to mat return from there. But yeah, just his wheelhouse is definitely the wrestling. For Semelsberger, he's got decent scrambles. Like, they're a little slow, but he has a good understanding of positions. And yeah, probably something that he'll look at that he'll have to utilize in this fight, because Jason will be coming in with that wrestling game plan. So yeah, he better have his scramble boots on. So how these guys win? For Jason Witt, so he has that really nice explosive double leg that we talked about, and he's also got some nice ground and pound once he does get on top. For Semi, he can push a solid pace. He can slow a little bit in the third round, but generally he's pretty good at fighting through fatigue. That was in a high-paced fight that I've seen him slow in the third round, but generally, pushes a pretty decent pace and can fight through fatigue fairly well. So how these guys lose? For Semi, his aggressive style, he can walk onto double legs, and generally his takedown defense, I wasn't very impressed with it, but yeah, something you don't really want to do against Jason Witt, because once he gets that blast double, it's pretty hard to get up off your back, once he's on top of you. And yeah, that reactive double, it's kind of his bread and butter there. So for Jason Witt, you look at his record and he's been TKO'd 4 times, I believe. So he's had his bell rung a few times. He often gets caught in range. He doesn't seem to have a great understanding of, where he can be hit. He tends to look for his own offense on the feet and isn't too great defensively. So a long opponent like Semi, who has that really hard counter 2, could definitely give Jason a few problems on the feet. So pass to victory for these two. For Jason Witt, so blast double as Semi's going to be coming forward most likely, and then take the back once he turtles. One thing I noticed about Semi, he turtles a lot once he gets taken down. So yeah, look to take the back, control the back from there. If you do happen to get the body lock on him, he's got that long torso, so look for that body lock. Once you do that, look for some mat returns, just controlling him there using that wrestling ride. If he's going to be switching to southpaw, look for that single leg, because it'll be right next to your lead hand. But yeah, it's not his natural stance, so maybe his wrestling defense will be a little bit off in that southpaw stance. And for Semi, look to stay at range, be at a range where you can hit him, but he can't hit you. And that's generally what gives Jason Witt problems. And yeah, if he's going to go for that reactive double or any takedown at all, look to scramble immediately, look to get back up to your feet. You don't want to be on the bottom with this guy. So look for some uppercuts, body punches at range, just like jabs, straight rights to the body, just to kind of discourage him from, changing levels and going for that reactive double. Because if you're flashing the knee, if you're throwing uppercuts, he's not going to be so inclined to go to that reactive double. Maybe he'll try and initiate the clinch instead, which gives you a better opportunity to defend the takedown. Also, don't throw any naked kicks, like leg kicks or body kicks or anything like that, because he's just going to go for that blast double. So yeah, don't do that. So how I see this one going, I was pretty impressed with Semelsberger in his first fight in the UFC, but this is a different type of matchup for him. It's one that he's had issues with constantly before joining the UFC. It's someone looking to duck under his advances and control him on the mat, which, you look at his 2 losses and they're both with that, generally that kind of style. And Semelsberger, you could definitely drop and finish Jason Witt on the feet, but I feel like Witt's wrestling will be the difference maker here. And I think Jason Witt gets it done by decision. I don't know if he gets Semi out of there. He's a pretty tough guy, but I think he definitely wins this fight. Alright, so we'll look at the betting line. Oh, whoops. There is no betting line. Only at BetDSI. So, yeah, I'm taping this 30th of January. So, yeah, there's not too many betting lines out at the moment. But at the moment, Jason Witt is a tiny favourite there. $1.80, there he is. If Jason were to get up to a pick'em line, like $1.90, then I'd probably bet him a tiny bit. But, yeah, I wouldn't bet either side at the moment. Yeah, no, not either side. But yeah, I think Jason gets it done by decision.